wanted to talk about TaskRabbit today. I think it's one of the best platforms to subcontract that there is out there. When I first got to Vegas, my plan was to see how fast I could make a big enough income to support my living expenses while I was there. And I tried out a couple different ones, but I wasn't able to try out GoShare or Uber because it's not where my vehicle was listed. But I was able to try out food delivery services and a couple other ones that didn't. I mean, I couldn't have lived off of the income. I know that if I was living with somebody and wasn't having to pay rent or a mortgage or something, I probably could have handled, maybe one electric bill and maybe my food if I'd have worked 8-10 hours a day. But TaskRabbit, I mean, I could work 2 or 3 hours a day and make enough to pay rent somewhere and live fairly comfortable. And it was all pretty simple stuff. When I went out to Vegas, I didn't know what I was going to be doing, so I brought a truckload full of tools, and because I was crossing the country, I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen out there. And I told myself I was going to work it anywhere to get money that I needed to. It wasn't necessarily stuck to construction, even though that's what I know. But TaskRabbit is a good starter platform to find work. If you don't know anybody and you need something to liven up, or even if you just want to make a little extra money until it maybe even replaces where you work, you got to start off kind of low. TaskRabbit doesn't know your skill level right off, so you gotta bring your rate down lower. But even on the lowest rate, I mean, I could make more than the food delivery services and stuff like that. I could make better off of TaskRabbit at the lowest amounts. And it didn't take me but less than a week to double the lowest amounts because of the good reviews. And I mean, you got to give like 100% to customer service. I mean, it is super important that you go over and beyond for everybody. I mean, even if you got to run to Home Depot to get the simplest things. I want to say 2 bad reviews. One of them, I was working on one job and I messaged the people and I said, hey, this job's taking too long. I'm not going to be able to make it there in time. And they had rented a moving truck. And apparently, me and my helper were going to be the only 2 movers that they had lined up. And they said they had already booked the moving truck. And I was like, well, we're only going to be a couple extra hours. And they said, well, the storage facility closes. And I just wasn't able to show. I mean, I had tore apart a wall and was moving wires for some lights, and I knew that lady was going to give me a bad review if I'd left. I just torn her house apart, So I ended up staying, and they gave me a bad review. It was a no-show review, which is probably one of the worst. And then I had put a dresser together for somebody, and the back had already been broken. That her kids had attempted to put this dresser together and they had broke it. Well, when she got there, I was already gone. I'd already assembled it the best that I could with what they had. And the son acted like everything was fine. He knew that it was broken or whatever. But when she got there, she left a terrible review. She said this thing was put together wrong. When they moved it, the doors were out of adjustment, but the back was broken in the cabinet. There was nothing I could do. And I mean, TaskRabbit gives you the ability to put in your side of the story, which I did, and I don't think anything else came from it. I also had a ton of wonderful reviews, so the few that I got weren't that bad. Of course, I only did TaskRabbit for about a week and a half, and I made, I don't know, it was like $600 or $700, and that's only working at the most 3 hours. Maybe it was 4 hours in a day. The rest of them, maybe a couple hours a day. I know one lady I did, she was a doctor, and I had worked for an hour and to put a desk together, small desk, nothing crazy. But she was so happy with what I did. I mean, she paid for the hour. She tipped me $40 and said she wanted me to come back and do a bunch of other things. And that's where I mean that it's a good starter platform to get you in with people that are willing to pay your prices. I was sitting at Home Depot buying some materials for one of these TaskRabbit jobs, and I had a person walk up to me, not even after a week and a half of being in Vegas, and asked me to come hang some ceiling fans. I had put handyman on the back of my truck, that's why they had stopped by. And when I got there, they asked me my skill level and what all I could do or what all I felt comfortable with. And I asked them what they wanted done, and it was removal of cabinets, which is what I specialize in. It was a TV center and some built-ins around the fireplace and an island and a bunch of medicine cabinets, which I guess don't really count for much. And I said, yeah, I could do all that. And they said they wanted to remove all the carpet in the house. And I said, oh, well, I could do that. And they said they wanted to tear the fireplace out and put a bigger one. And I said, I could do that. Well, it turned out that I was going to be making $40 an hour for me, and for my helper, I charged $25, and I was paying him. I could make that fairly easy back home. And while I was out here, me and Jay weren't working a lot of hours. We weren't doing a ton of stuff. My helper and I weren't doing a ton of stuff very fast. I mean, I came out here to spend time with Lauren, or my girlfriend. He ended up asking me if I could come down, if he could book me weekly and guarantee me 40 hours. So I ended up coming down like $10 an hour, which is probably too big a drastic cut, but they were really easy to work with. Any problems that we had, they understood. They had done construction before. With them being as easy to work with as they are, I wasn't too upset with that. Plus, I got to pick my own hours. It was one of the most beautiful views I'd ever seen from a house. And so we'd cook out, grill out on the back porch and stuff. It was just so nice. But even for people that have a job and they're comfortable and they don't need any more money at the moment, the power of TaskRabbit, or to have those extra reviews maybe just built up from some weekend work that you wanted to do or something like that. They, even if it's something you don't see right now, let's just say something happens in the future where you get let go or fired, to already have some great reviews built up would help you so much, because you don't have to go searching for work right off. You just literally flip the app on and probably be in somebody's house the next day. I didn't have any reviews, and I was in somebody's house the next day after my background check. And everybody, I mean, I would say 98, 99% of the people that I did work for were absolutely wonderful. I mean, easygoing, happy to see me, great people. I think that the way TaskRabbit has it set up, and the team that they have, or the connection they have with IKEA, makes them even better. Because I don't know if anybody's ever put IKEA furniture together, but the ones that have, you either absolutely love it or you absolutely despise it. And I love it, and the people that despise it love to see you when you come in there and put one together in 30 minutes that they put one together and it took them 3 hours, and it was lopsided because they either put the screws in the wrong hole or something. It's not super complicated after you've done a bunch of them, but if you're just trying to figure it out, you never put a cabinet together before, it can look a little extreme. So IKEA Furniture on TaskRabbit is lovely, and I love doing it. And I think that even if you're not a furniture person, you're doing plumbing, electrical, whatever it is, I think it beats all the other one, Home Advisor, all the other different places you can go to send you work or find you work. I think TaskRabbit is number one. You should definitely download it. and go do some weekend work, try it out. You might want to play around with it. And I'm talking about using it when I went to Vegas, and I'm thinking I may continue using it. Like, I want to travel more to every city in the United States just about, just to see what they all have to offer. Not that I'm unhappy in any one of them. I love Georgia, which is where I was raised, and I don't ever plan on leaving or making that not my home base. But getting to see all these cities and to meet these wonderful people that we've been meeting, I want to continue doing that. And TaskRabbit is something that I can go there with just my truck and some tools and turn it on, and I mean, people are going to start kicking in. I mean, IKEA promotes TaskRabbit, and there is tons of work on there, and I think it's a great way to make a great income and go to cities that you want to go to, or to go to places that you want to go to. I don't think you're going to be booming way out in the middle of nowhere, but go out and visit the middle of nowhere on the weekends, work during the week in the cities doing TaskRabbit. I mean, that's what I'm going to be attempting to do. If y'all follow us, or follow me and Lauren are planning on taking a drive from Vegas up to Seattle, Washington, and back across the northern states to Chicago. And depending on how well the money turns out, or how well we are able to make money on the road like that, we may continue on from there and go up and see New York or something. But for right now, we're going to go to Chicago and then back down to Atlanta. But to just to visit some states that we haven't exactly been to. You should subscribe and follow and hear what we have to do. And I'm hoping to post better and more videos as time goes on. And I just wanted to tell you all about TaskRabbit. Thank you.